One of the most common questions I get as a licensed therapist from clients is, how do I stop overthinking? How do I stop overthinking in my life, not only with friends and family, but especially in my relationships? This is especially harmful when you're dating someone, because if you overthink something, you present yourself as being very uptight, very anxious, and that's usually the opposite impression you want to give somebody, especially if it's a person who's relatively new in your life and you're trying to make a good impression. There are ways you can stop overthinking, especially with text. Text is a form of communication. It's meant to be short. Make it sweet. I think kindness can still show itself on a text. You don't have to be terse or unkind. But I do think when you say too much, when you overthink and you're writing long letters, that it can be overwhelming to the person receiving it. And not only that, the highest chance of miscommunication is going to happen with text. So if you're that person, this video is really for you and it's going to help you. You can start doing these things now. First of all, disconnect from your phone. Don't take your phone with you sometimes. Keep it in your purse or keep it at home or in your briefcase, and tell your partner, listen, or your new date, I'm going to be away from my phone today, but as soon as I get it back, I'll shoot you a text. When you start making it so that you limit your time on it, you're going to have less of a chance of being anxious and overreading what anyone says to you, especially someone new that you're dating. Secondly, train your mind to be more positive. A lot of people who have trouble with overthinking or just over analyzing have a lot of negative thoughts. And part of the reason they're doing this is because it's a self-protection. They're trying to protect themselves from getting hurt. But oftentimes this backfires. And when you overthink, you say things to another person that they're not even thinking about. And it makes them wonder who you are. Once again, you're going to appear as being really anxious, really overbearing, actually very intense, and that's usually enough to make somebody have second thoughts about you, especially if they don't know you real well. Be direct in your text messages. The less you play games, especially in the beginning, the more easily you're going to be able to communicate with another person. Don't leave those ambiguous openings like, I don't know, what do you think? Or, giving open, vague comments. Whenever you do that, you're not being authentic. You're not being true to yourself. In a form, it's dishonesty. So if you tell yourself, I'm just going to be honest and direct with who I am, that's being transparent. Yeah, it takes more guts than to be vague, but it's also a lot more likely that you're going to communicate clearly, and any miscommunication will not be on your part, and you won't have to fret about what you said. Distract yourself with something purposeful in life. Who are you outside of this relationship? Who are you as far as a partner? Go do something. Make yourself purposeful. Help somebody out, or write a card, or do something that's going to benefit your life. A lot of overthinkers get stuck in overthinking because all they do is stop in their tracks and think, analyze. You can distract yourself if you do something that's going to better you, whether that's a self-indulgent thing like getting your hair done or going to the barber or whatever it is. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. It's doing a task that you need to get done. And at the end of the day, you're going to feel better because you didn't say something or reply something that you wished you wouldn't have, or you want to take back. Practice meditation. One way we calm our thoughts is to calm our whole body. Start breathing. Start doing yoga. Get those yoga dice that you just roll, and it has like 3 to 6 different poses. And do that when you're feeling stressed or you're in one of these overthinking, almost a paralysis with thought because you can't get this one thing out of your mind. And you might want to just tell your partner up front, listen, I have a tendency to overthink stuff. So if I say something that you don't understand, please clarify it with me, because that's just me. That's who I am. That's being honest about yourself and direct, but tell them that in person rather than on a text, because on a text, you're going to have a tendency to over-explain. Avoid reactive replies. This is a big one. I usually tell people who are overthinkers, wait 10 to 15 minutes before you reply. And the reason is because if you're in one of those overthinking modes, you're going to write a whole page text. There's a good chance your partner or the person you're with now is not going to read that whole thing. And then you're going to start really the cycle of negative thinking if they don't answer back right away with something meaningful. So instead of that, just wait 10 or 15 minutes. That'll give you time to get your thoughts in control and slow your body and your thought process down so you can actually respond in a way that's not going to be overwhelming, but yet is going to be thoughtful. And lastly, state your needs in the relationship clearly. If you don't like text, if you know that triggers an overactive mind in you, tell them up front, hey, listen, I'm not a texter, I'm a caller. So if you want to talk to me, the best way is to talk to me. Then if they do have to text, let's say they're out of town one day or they're doing something that they're not going to be able to talk to you, then if they text, you'll know up front what's going on and be very clear with them. You have that right. That's not a bad thing. So make use of it. Make yourself part of this relationship by being as transparent and authentic with yourself as you can. If this video was helpful for you, please push a subscribe button. And to all the subscribers, I want to tell you guys thanks. You really help keep me motivated. I want to do more. I want to answer your comments. And your comments are my future videos, so keep those good ones coming.